to take questions afterwards. I'm just going to speak for a little bit, and if our video does go up, so I still hope that we get to show it to you guys. Otherwise, we're going to take questions afterwards. Okay. I've actually written something down, and I really wanted to get this across today while I had the opportunity. I wanted to start talking about Donald Trump, actually. And the reason was, yes, I'm going to tell you why. The reason is that he chose Birmingham as his stage to put out in the world his message of anti-Muslim hate and otherness. He was here that Saturday at our convention center. It pains me to say this, but our city became the place where thousands came and cheered his Un-American message. He came to our city that has a history like no other. In the same city where Martin Luther King brought his message of social justice, that day a black activist was manhandled because he dared to speak out. I believe that day we lost our dignity. We are gathered here today in an institute that marks the very wounds this state and this city has endured. So we cannot stand idly by and witness the undoing of years of toil. Donald Trump's recent suggestions to ban all Muslims are an antithesis to everything that America stands for. The growing anti-Muslim sentiment has been particularly harmful and dangerous. Muslim Americans feel that in addition to just being despised by many in the U.S., they are now being dehumanized. Polls repeatedly show that American Muslims are a well-integrated segment in the society. And our worst fear is that alienating, isolating, and marginalizing an entire community will continue to give rise to a feeling of abandonment and disillusionment. I hope we all realize that American Muslims are our best allies in efforts to fight any type of terrorism, especially that coming from Daesh. Your presence here today gives me hope. It tells me that while Donald Trump and those espousing anti-Muslim hysteria have huge support, there are also many who condemn Islamophobia. Such toxic rhetoric is pitting us against each other. What we are worried about is the effect of hate-filled remarks by leaders with national platforms that may have extremist elements within our society. The worst that can happen is that this kind of hate and fear can spread wider across the country. Actually, we don't really have to look farther for real examples. We've had a very recent one in our own backyard. It was only this past week when Cairo, Alabama confronted the threat of KKK that has been trying to recruit in the name of their religion. In and around Cullman and Decatur area, with their war cry being the need for Americans to unite against Islam. Terrorism is not a domain of any one religion. Those that wish harm usually tend to find all justification within their brand of self-righteousness. CARE first and foremost condemns every and any act of terror committed by anyone. And the horrific act committed by the San Bernardino terrorists was one of them. As a solution to this kind of radicalization, CARE has offered its own suggestions that include the need of law enforcement and FBI and other U.S. government agencies to work closely with Muslim communities in the U.S. and to seriously address international conflicts that may be allowing hate groups such as Daesh to find favor. The good thing is that CARE is already doing that. We are working with law enforcement we're working with communities all the time to confront these issues. CARE Alabama, since its inception, has been busy helping Muslims who have faced discrimination. Our struggle began when Alabama Board of Education, this was last year, was asked to ban textbooks from public schools that included information on Islam. We successfully fought that ban. Since then, we have educated Muslim communities around Alabama on their rights. We have helped individuals that have faced discrimination on the basis of religion at their workplace. We have represented Muslim communities by engaging in dialogue with various entities and have conducted outreach. We have been the first line of defense to the onslaught of misrepresentations and misjudgments against Islam and Muslims in the media as well. We work closely with the Department of Justice and local law enforcement. We work to establish relationships with governmental leadership, civic leaders, interfaith partners, educators, activists, and those fighting for social justice. And that's where you all come in. We have only been able to establish a chapter while taking on this huge responsibility because of the support of our community. Needless to say, we cannot do our job alone. We invite you to contact us, to inform us of everything that is going on in your local communities, and so that we can assist. CARE is a grassroots nonprofit. It reflects the needs of the people it serves. It will help us be more effective when we are communicating. Today, on your way out, I urge you to please grab a membership, donation form, and become a partner in our fight for justice, freedom, and dignity for all. I will end this by saying CARE Alabama's struggle is an American struggle. There's no doubt with recent political rhetoric, our American principles of religious freedom and respect for minority rights are in jeopardy. Therefore, we must stand together and support each other in this struggle. We thank you all for coming out today, and we look forward to serving you in the future. We will have question and answers right now. If we're going to give you guys a few minutes, so you guys can. Meanwhile, we have some guests in the audience who wanted to share with us their message of which organizations they belong and what they've been doing for social justice in Birmingham. So please, if you could stand and talk a little bit about your own organizations, we'd love to hear from you. Brother Farooq, would you?
Go ahead.
Shall I go now?
Yeah, please, absolutely.
Okay,
The floor is yours.
And I'm one of many members of the Birmingham Peace Project that are here today also. And we have David's part of it,
That counts as many.
and yes,
Farooq.
definitely. And as partners, for many years, we have always tried to do a Martin Luther King event, and in conjunction with the society group and other groups in town, on January 17th, there's going to be a food drive for the Great Birmingham Ministries, or they're part of the partners, right? It will be at the Birmingham Library downtown from 3 to 6. Bring food and share the love. Is there anything else that we should say about that?
I can say this, it's in conjunction with